Critical Elements in Cooperative Learning Part 2. In this series of videos I'm exploring different aspects of cooperative learning. Previously I've explored the model, team building and introduced you to a number of structures. In the next set of tutorials I'm exploring the 5 accepted critical elements of cooperative learning in physical education: positive independence, individual accountability, promotive face-to-face interactions, small group and interpersonal skills, and group processing. Yesterday I introduced you to positive interdependence and explained how it infuses the model in your approach. I'm going to do similar today, but this time with individual accountability. Please remember that while these videos are scripted, they are captured in one take with no editing and may be a little rough and ready. Individual accountability. If all for one and one for all is the mantra of positive interdependence, then today we're talking about the one. It's fantastic to aspire for a classroom where kids sink or swim together, but that requires a change in mindset, both ours and the students. After all, school doesn't have a reputation for rewarding everyone, but instead is a place of grades and hierarchies. So how do we change this? Meaningfully, carefully and positively. Yesterday I drew on Kagan's work to argue for the need to build a positive correlation between students' outcomes. It is important, as Johnson suggested, that no one hitchhikes on the efforts and achievements of others. To achieve individually, it is important that each student's contribution is discernible from the rest of the groups, because if their contributions are unnecessary and unneeded, and when they bear no discernible responsibility for the final piece of work, then they can ghost or social loaf. Equally, if it is easy for another to marginalise and dismiss their work, then they can adopt a position of least resistance and minimal contribution. Conversely, you might create a workhorse, a student who, either voluntarily or inadvertently, carries more than their share of the work. Neither hitchhikers nor workhorses are great cooperative learning teammates. This is where accountability comes in. If there is one collective score, but I'm not held accountable for my contribution, then I might decide that the best chance of achieving the highest mark is to do all the work myself, or none of the work myself. If I return to the structures I previously introduced, then individual accountability is built into all of them. In Jigsaw, it's the expert. In Numbered Heads Together, it's the initial think time. In Lights, Camera, Action, it's the light bulb moment and the movement response. It is important to note that cooperative learning is not just about getting groups to work together well. Ultimately, it's about the individual. Everyone should be able to complete similar tasks, skills and activities, or have the confidence and knowledge to do it themselves, or indeed seek help from others outside of their class in order to do it. The bottom line is, what goes on in a cooperative learning classroom should not stay there. It is important that the group is aware of who needs more help and support, and that they are supportive of everyone in their collective care. Consequently, students need to know how they are doing, and they need help to recognise where they might improve. Ultimately, this role continues to fall to you as the teacher, albeit with a group and 3 more critical elements to help you out. In summary, individual accountability is about the me in team. Cooperative learning might get its headlines from working in teams to learn, but that does not mean that it condones either hitchhiking or workhorsing. Each student must be regularly held accountable for their contribution and their learning. This is the glue that holds the group together and ensures fair play. That's it for now. I hope it was worth your time. For more content, please visit my blog at www.peprn.com.